Hey guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Today I'm doing the ice cream book tag, which was originally created by Super Space Chick. I'm doing it with a complimentary glass of wine. This is not a bowl of ice cream, but it is bloody delicious. Okay. I still don't have a video editor or a laptop, so this video is not going to be edited, so have fun laughing at me. Okay, first question. Vanilla, a book that you wish had more flavour. For this one, I chose a book that Pan Macmillan South Africa sent me in exchange for an honest review, Rattle by Fiona Cummins. This book, I was just led to believe that it was something it wasn't. I was expecting it to be a horror. I mean, it says, if you see him, it's already too late. The cover's really creepy. On the back it says, a serial killer to chill your bones. Unfortunately though, this book was more of a crime detective novel, and the detective that we were given as a main character was very bland. It's about this guy who has an obsession with deformed bones, and he basically abducts people, murders them, and showcases their bones in his museum of creepy bones. And then this little girl disappears, and this little boy disappears, and it's the story of their disappearances and investigating it. But it fell flat for me. I was really expecting a lot more than I got. Second question is chocolate. A long book or an immersive world that you enjoyed indulging in. For this one, how could I not choose Strange Dreamer by Laini Taylor? Laini Taylor's writing is so majestic. I was in awe of her work. The story itself, I was extremely surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did, because I'm not one for YA or sci-fi. It's just not my cup of tea. But this was absolutely stunning. It's about a boy called Laszlo Strange, or a man actually now, and he spends his whole life researching this long lost city of Weep, wanting to figure out what happened to it, and one day he gets this chance to go on this journey and discover the truth behind the city that was lost a long time ago. So he's got to take this chance or lose his dream forever. And there's a romance in it, and I was really actually very surprised by the strong element of romance in this book because of it being YA. I know there's normally a lot of YA romance and whatever, but this one I felt was a bit more mature, and I was pleasantly surprised with this book on a whole. It's filled with demons and moths and monks and ghosts, and it's kind of got a little bit of everything in it, and I absolutely loved it. Third question is a strawberry, a romance that was super sweet. Now, I don't read a lot of romances, alright? Like, besides Colleen Hoover, which obviously I absolutely adore her, I don't really read a lot of romance anymore. It used to be my go-to thing. Like, it was all I used to read, but to be honest, it's just not what I enjoy anymore. My reading taste has changed. But I did choose one, whoops, I did choose one that I read recently, and this is probably going to be a shock to most of you, but it's a graphic novel, Saga Volume 2. It's about these two, they're not people, they're like aliens from different planets. And it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, because they're not supposed to like each other, but they end up falling in love, and they have this baby. And then they're on the run from everyone, because he was actually like a prisoner of her people, and then she falls in love with him and she helps him get away, and now they've got this baby, and it's kind of like they're just together despite all odds, and it's beautiful, and it's hilarious, and it's graphic, and it's funny, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, just a little bit of a different take on a romance for you guys. Next question is Ice Cream Sundae, a book encompassing all of the elements that you love. For this one, I have to just, if I go through a book tag without mentioning Colleen Hoover, I think there's something wrong with me. I chose my absolute favourite Colleen Hoover book, Too Late. Guys, this book, I adore it so very much. If you could just get your hands on a copy of it now and read it, I would urge you to do so, because it is just everything to me. This book encompasses absolutely everything I love, because although you may think that Colleen Hoover, her books are like these teenage angsty romances and they're kind of shit, they're not. They are so much more than what people think they are. Her books, yes, there's a lot of controversy about them kind of saying that violence and stuff in a relationship, like romanticizing it in a way, but it's not. It's so much more, and I just wish I could explain that to people in a better way. Like, the female characters, although they're put into these horrible situations, are so strong. So like this book, for instance, our main character, yes, Sloane, sorry, I've read all of her books, there's a lot of bloody characters there, you know. So Sloane, she's in this abusive, drug-ridden relationship with this guy called Asa, and basically she lives with him, and she's like forced to stay in this relationship because she has to give her special needs brother the best life possible. She's the only one that's looking after him, really, and this is the only way to do so. So she basically sacrifices her own happiness for him, and she's miserable. Asa cheats on her all the time, and he's just a horrible, horrible human being. Then this guy kind of shows up in their lives, and Sloane has this instant connection towards him, and he obviously has towards her as well, but this threatens absolutely everyone's lives. Like, it puts everyone's lives in danger, and it's just such a phenomenal story. You know, it's stuff about drugs, domestic violence, rape. It's got everything in it, and it's absolutely stunning. It's like real life thriller. Thriller is my favorite genre, and I just find that Colleen Hoover's books are thriller. They really are, because it could happen to any one of us, these situations, and that's scary. You know, you never know what the person sitting across from you is going through. You know, I could be going through something, you could be going through something, everyone's got something, and her books really speak to people that need help. So yeah, and so it's got the thriller aspect, it's got the romance aspect, it's got the strong female character that eventually, you know, fights her way to happiness. You know, it's got everything that I love. Anyway, this is going on to a Colleen Hoover tangent. So before I don't shut up, next question. Milkshake. My milkshake brings the boys. Milkshake, a book that blends genres. For this one, I chose Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. Again, my favourite genre, thriller. How could I, you know, I just love thriller. But this one also blends in this like super hectic sci-fi aspect that you were not expecting. And it like mind fucks you, like you are blown away by this twist. And I won't mention what it is, but the sci-fi aspect of it, you know, again, I don't like sci-fi, but this book just pulled it off so well. Oh my gosh, I just love this book so much. This book is told from two points of views. Louise, who goes to a bar one night and she hooks up with this guy, and the next day she realizes that he's her new boss and he's also married. The other perspective is told from this boss's wife, and the wife kind of befriends Louise, and in a strange way, like, she knows what's going on between her husband and Louise, but she doesn't let on that she knows, and it's almost like she's assisting them in their relationship and their romance. And you like, what could her possible motive be? And I swear to you, no matter what you come up with, you're wrong. Absolutely every theory you come up with, you're wrong. And this book is just fantastic. Right, next question. Sprinkles, a book with a colourful cover. For this one, I chose one I haven't actually read yet, but it is probably my most colourful cover in a book, and that is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I don't know much about it, but I do know it's told in the matter of 12 hours, and it's a romance. So what I'm worried about is the insta-love thing, which I hate in a book. Like, no one falls in love in bloody 12 hours, guys. Please, like, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's just not how the world works. But yeah, apparently this book is, it brings in racism and religion and all sorts of, like, you know, racial things that are very important, and it pulls it off perfectly. And I don't know much about it, so I'm really sorry, but it is a beautiful cover and I really love it, and one day I will get to it. I mean, I read Everything in like April this year or something, and I still haven't seen the movie because I'm useless. But I'll get to this one eventually. Like I said, it's not really my go-to genre, but on a rainy day, why not? It's a rainy day today, actually. Right, next question is Ice Cream Cake. That sounds nice. A book worthy of celebration. For this one, I had to choose The Book of Joy, featuring the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. This is basically just a really stunning book of both of them having a dialogue and a discussion about lasting happiness in a changing world, in one where, you know, the world tests you all the time, and how to keep truly happy. And at the back of the book there's all these like happiness meditation practices, and it's just, a really good book. You know, I think a lot of people say very easily, oh, this book changed my life. You know, how often does that really happen? This book really does. It honestly taught me a lot that I needed to learn in a very crucial stage in my life. It taught me how to forgive certain people that needed forgiving so that I could move forward with my life. So this book I am very grateful for that. So yeah, this one I would highly recommend to everyone. Next question is ice cream cookie sandwich. What the bloody hell is that? Or 3 scoops on a cone, a book with multiple perspectives. For this one, I chose one where the multiple perspectives actually overwhelmed me. I chose Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. I did find this book enjoyable. It's not the Girl on the Train, but it is a good book in my eyes, just not what I was expecting at all. It completely overwhelmed me with the amount of points of views there were in it. I really actually struggled to differentiate between the people and remember people because it was told from so many points of views. It's about a series of murders of these women in this town, and just like an investigation into their disappearances, and yeah. You know, it is good. I think I originally gave it like a 4-star rating, but to be honest with you, I've actually read some really fantastic thrillers this year, and I'm actually considering knocking this down a star or 2 because there were many problematic elements in it for me, such as the overwhelming point of view factor. But you know, Paula Hawkins is great. It's definitely not The Girl on the Train though, and I really, really hate it when people market their books as being the next Gone Girl or The Girl on the Train. It just really irks me. Alright, I think this is the last bookish question. No, it's not actually. Sorry. See, if I had a video editor, I would edit that out so that I look more well prepared. Waffle cone. What are these things? This must be like some American stuff, because you don't get stuff like this in South Africa, I'm sorry. Waffle cone. A book you felt compelled to read very quickly. This one I chose Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. This book was given to me by Penguin South Africa in exchange for an honest review, and I think I gave it like a 3-star review on Goodreads. This one, what was the question again? You see? Yes, it's also, I read it quite fast because the text is absolutely huge. So, I mean, I got through like 100 pages in one sitting, but to be honest, the only reason I actually put it down was because I had to, because of obligations such as work, which I don't have work anymore. But yeah, so this is about this woman whose 15-year-old daughter goes missing. I think she was 15, or was it 15 years ago she went, no, 10 years ago she went missing. She was 15 years old, she went missing, and then she, like this mother, like her marriage falls apart, and in these 10 years without her daughter, she's just trying to fill her life with like these meaningless things to like fill the gaps where her daughter used to be. And then one day her daughter's body is discovered, and you know, she can put it to rest and everything, and she can basically move on with her life, you know, more so than before, because she knows that her daughter is actually dead. And she is attracted to this man for the first time in 10 years since her daughter's disappearance. But then she meets this guy's daughters, his own daughters, and the one has this really uncanny resemblance to her daughter that went missing, but like scarily similar features, and she's like, she feels like something's off. So yeah, that's what this book's about, and it's actually such a good storyline. I just felt like, I mean, yeah, the words of want was huge, and I think that it's a great book if you are not used to the crime thriller genre. It's a great book to ease you into it without overwhelming you, such as Car and Slaughter. I'm busy reading The Good Daughter right now, and my god, those first 40 pages were horrifically graphic, and I would just recommend you starting, if you're going to go into the crime genre, maybe with something a little bit lighter, such as this book, which is great, but obviously I've read more hectic stuff, which is why it didn't get the best rating from me. What's the last question? Pint, a book you set aside but plan on going back to later. For this one I chose Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the only book I have DNF'd ever. It just wasn't for me. Again, it was sci-fi, but I was like getting FOMO because I really wanted to be part of the discussions about this book. But unfortunately, no, wasn't for me. I can't even really tell you what it was about. I got like 200 pages into it and I was like, ugh, no, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power. Sorry, that was like my very old Ace Ventura impersonation. I used to be better at that when I have more wine. That's only like 3 sips in. Next time. Right. Now there's a couple of other questions, like your own preferences. Your preference, cup or cone? I always used to love a cone. Like, I just love it because you can crunch it and it's but lately I prefer a cup, maybe because I'm trying to be a bit healthier in my sad little life. Your preference? Favorite flavor? I adore pistachio. Oh, yum. Your favorite, oh no, just toppings, yes or no? No, I just like plain ice cream. I don't really do toppings. Sometimes here or there I'll have a flake, but no, actually I just prefer it like plain. Favorite local ice creamery? I don't remember the last time I had an ice cream, guys. I don't know any ice creameries here. Like I said, I've got a sad little life. But it's been winter, so if I had an ice cream, it probably wouldn't be a good idea because I would freeze my tits off. Best shared with friends, who do you tag? I'll leave who I tag in the comments down below, as always. Anyway, that was my ice cream book tag. I hope you enjoyed my answers and I look forward to hearing yours. Have a great day everyone, I'll talk to you soon. Ciao!